The Pac-12 and the Big 12 were negotiating over the recent weeks about a partnership. Partnership. Not a merger, a partnership that would have had them see like, scheduling alliance, which essentially means the Pac-12 is desperate and reaching its straws because I think the Pac-12 is dead in the water. And no, I do not believe the Pac-12 can survive. And this latest death knell that had the Pac-12 and the Big 12 breaking off negotiations on a partnership, I think was the last best hope that the Pac-12 had to survive. Because I don't see a way that if you are Oregon, Washington, Utah, any of the remaining teams in the Pac-12, that it makes financial sense, that it is even financially viable to remain part of the Pac-10 or what is likely to be the Pac-8 at one point. Yeah, in the next 6 weeks, I think 2 more teams in Oregon and Washington are going to hit the escape hatch. You're going to be the Pac-8, and at that point, what sense does it make? Jake, do you think the Pac-12 can survive?
No, I think for the Pac-12, this all started when SC and UCLA left, and I think that sort of started a firestorm, and I think now you're in a position where you already didn't have as much value as all the other 4 major players in the landscape. You already weren't recruiting at the same level. You already weren't playing, football at as high of a level as these other conferences. And so what happens? Well, SC's tired of being down. SC's tired of playing at 10 o'clock on the East Coast. SC is tired of that. So what do? They put a deal together to leave and go to another conference. And so now you've been put in a situation where because of this past decade of you just not handling things the right way, not making your schools enough money individually, not helping them recruit, not putting them on TV, like all of these things play into this. So when the question is, can the Pac-8 survive when it's all said and done? No, I don't think you can, because right now, what do we know? Well, like I was saying, we know that SC and UCLA are gone, obviously, but we also know people like Phil Knight at Oregon are on the phone, making deals and making things happen.
Yeah, and if you didn't hear that story, Phil Knight, the boss at Nike, for the last couple of weeks has been on the phone aggressively pursuing a new home for Oregon. He's the one that supposedly, according to sources, initiated conversations with the Big Ten. He is the one that has reached out to the SEC. Phil Knight is desperate to find a new home for Oregon. And I think you're exactly right. It makes no sense to stay there now.
Yeah.
And if I'm the University of Utah, I'm getting as aggressive as I can possibly be to get myself into the Big 12. I don't know what that's going to take because, frankly, the Big 12 has moved a little slower than I would have thought. But I think it also makes a little more sense now why they're moving slower, because they were talking to the Pac-12 about a partnership.
Right.
Now all that's over with, and I think you've burned that bridge. If I'm Utah, if I'm the Big 12, and I know for a fact that Utah and the Big 12 have had conversations already, I'm making that deal happen right now.
Yeah.
If I'm the Big 12, I am getting super aggressive. And I got to be honest with you, in the dog-eat-dog world of college athletics, if I'm the Big 12, I'm not going lock, stock, and barrel for every team in the Pac-12. I'm just not. If I'm the Big 12, how much value is there really in Oregon State?
Yeah.
How much value is there really in Pullman, Washington? How much value really is there in adding teams of that level to your conference? We know why they want Colorado. There's history there, right? There is a fan base there. When you look at the Arizona schools, there's television market there. There's money there. There's all kinds of reasons to want that. I understand why you want Utah. There is one of the best rivalries in college football in BYU and Utah. There is an outstanding football program at the University of Utah with Kyle Whittingham with a long-standing tradition of excellence, recruiting, television numbers, putting guys in the National Football League, which, believe me, still matters in college football today.
Yes.
Utah brings a ton of value to the Big 12. Can you say the same thing for Washington State?
No.
Can you say the same thing for Oregon State?
No.
And here's the kick in the balls. Can you say the same thing for Berkeley? Can you say the same thing for the California Golden Bears?
Nope.
I don't think you can. And that's a big institution that operates on a very small scale. They should be bigger and badder than they are, but they never have been.
And that's not the Big 12 problem.
And that's not the Big 12's problem. Exactly right. If I'm the Big 12, I am being incredibly selective about the schools that I invite. And frankly, I mean, I really value, if I'm the Big 12, if we're down to brass tacks, I want Oregon, I want Washington, I want Utah. I think I probably want Stanford just for the academic acclaim, just for what that does for me on an academic level. I want Stanford in my conference. After that, I think it's a real picky situation. Is Arizona State a school you want in your conference right now with the scandals going on in Tempe?
Nope.
That's a tough one.
The problem is the Arizona schools haven't won anything. You haven't done anything.
But the Arizona Wildcats and the Duke Blue Devils just did a deal to play basketball every year. Are you telling me that Arizona basketball isn't something you want to bring into what is already a prolific basketball conference in the Big 12? Yes, it is. Hell yeah. I want Arizona basketball in my conference.
Yeah.
And by the way, Arizona football is on the rise. Arizona football, with what Fish and company are doing in Tucson, absolutely Arizona's attractive. Bobby Hurley's been pretty mediocre at Arizona. I think Herm Edwards has been an abject failure and a disaster for Arizona State. I don't know what you do there. I don't know. I think they're probably a package deal. But then again, if I'm Arizona and Arizona State, am I ever getting into the Big Ten? Probably not. If I'm Arizona and Arizona State, am I ever getting into the SEC? Probably not.
Yeah.
So you better get into the Big 12. That's why I say people got to get aggressive. You're in survival mode right now. If you're Cal Berkeley, you're in survival mode right now. You may have a huge TV market and you may have a passionate fan base, but the band is on the field as your football legacy, and that's probably not the best thing in the world, right? My point is, if I'm the Big 12, get picky. If I'm Utah, get aggressive, because you've got to be in the Big 12. I have got to. If I'm the Utah Utes, I am too prestigious as a football program. I'd like to think the running Utes would be back. I really would.
They're the most valuable product in the Pac-12 right now. Like, we need to be on the same, like, right now. Now that SC is gone, you know, like, Utah's done the most winning recently, in my opinion. I know Oregon's right there, and a lot of people say Oregon's the most valuable. But Utah's the one that went to a big bowl game. Utah's the one that has been winning the conference. Utah's the one that didn't get pushed around in the big game. And I think that for any conference out there, like for the Big 12, you need them. You want them, you know? Like, and if I'm the Big 12, I'm being cold-blooded. I'm using my leverage. I disagree about the Arizona schools. Yeah, would it be nice to have basketball? Sure, it would be nice to have basketball. But I'm not taking more fat than I need. I want the best you have to offer. Everyone else can see you later.
Well, I think there's a lot of pride and tradition in Big 12 basketball. I mean, whether that's Kansas, Oklahoma State, like you look at what that conference is doing basketball-wise, it's prolific. It's certainly adding BYU basketball to the Big 12 is a big get for them as well. I mean, BYU's far more than that. But I think when you look at the overall picture, there's two schools in the Pac-12 I think you absolutely must have. Utah, because it's so much more than football. If you can get the Red Rocks, if you can get their baseball program, if you can get Utah athletics is phenomenal. They are a gold standard of athletic programs. But I also think we got to have a real honest conversation about what Oregon is. Oregon certainly is a football and basketball powerhouse. Like, Oregon basketball is better than people grade it at. But Oregon football is a really valuable property.
Yeah.
That's a school that puts teams in the NFL, bringing in Nike money, bringing in the Nike relationship. I think bringing in the TV market, Eugene is never going to be Los Angeles.
Right.
Let's just be very honest about that. But Oregon football has a massive, massive footprint. They have a big fan base. They bring people to bowl games. They bring people to television. They bring people to road games. That is a real, legitimate fan base. Oregon's very valuable. You've got to have Oregon. You've got to have Washington, I think, because Washington, again, is a team that's in Seattle. If you're the Big 12, I think you need Seattle. But good God, I'm telling you, and I know we had a huge battle over this in the YouTube comments yesterday. Mm-hmm. San Diego State is a team that belongs in the Big 12. That is a team, in my opinion, that is a gem of a free agent that you have got to add. And if I am San Diego State, I am marketing the hell out of my new football stadium. I am doing everything that I can do to get into that conference, because you're never going to have a better opportunity than right now today when you have people asking questions about who's a fit and where. If you're San Diego State, you've got momentum in basketball and football. Go get it. Go get it.
I'm going to say this again.
You're spending all this money to build your program. I know that a lot of people said I'm crazy and San Diego is a nothing. San Diego is a great market. Southern California is a great market. If you're not getting UCLA, and when I say UCLA, it's a basketball program. That's what UCLA is. Now, baseball, track and field, yes, they bring a lot to the table. They're not a football program at UCLA. Let's stop talking about UCLA as some great Bob Toledo was a great football coach.
You guys are idiots.
That's not a football school.
Yeah.
UCLA, with all due respect, is not a football school. What do we know about UCLA? They happen to play in a historic building, but they don't play in the Rose Bowl and they don't play in big games in the Rose Bowl. Right? USC plays bigger games in the Rose Bowl than UCLA does. Okay, I feel better.
Good.
I feel like I am the guy carrying the torch for fucking San Diego State.
Well, you are.
How is that? How am I the guy that's always carrying the torch for San Diego State?
Because nobody cares about San Diego State until Utah and Oregon and Washington are signed. Nobody cares. That's the problem. And I agree with you on San Diego State. They are a cherry on top. They are a commodity. You do want to be in San Diego. Not before I get Utah, Oregon, Washington, all the nameplates that I have to have. Like, if I'm sitting here as the Big 12 commissioner, I'm saying, okay, I like what we have. I want to fleece the Pac-12 or the Pac-8 or whatever tongue-in-cheek joke you want to make. And then once I'm done doing that, then I want to add San Diego State. That's what I think the process looks like. But I do think that San Diego State has been playing season wrecker for like the last 10 years. What do we refer to San Diego State as? Hey, you're going to San Diego State, better stop the run, better be ready for a physical game, better be ready to come out of that game with some injuries, right? Like, that's what we've been talking about San Diego State. So, yeah, they're a good commodity to have. I just think they're not a priority over the Pac-12 nameplates that you want to add.
Like
Utah, Oregon, and Washington. Those three schools particularly are the ones you have to have.
And then give me San Diego State. San Diego State's a better ad than Arizona State.
Agreed.
Sorry, I know
Agreed.
that's crazy.
No, I agree.
I know the TNA in Tempe on Mill Avenue is amazing in 110-degree heat, but
I'm fine.
You got some honeys in San Diego too. You know. Anyway, the point is, I understand why people value universities differently. When I look at money and TV, and Josh Lovren is tweeting me, like 2016 through 2021 TV performance, like I couldn't care less that Washington State is supposedly the fourth television market in the Pac-12. It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah,
there is no doubt that Utah is a better fit in any conference than Washington State.
And by the way, here's the problem. All these numbers are not DirecTV. All these numbers are not streaming. All these numbers are not what they're going to be when you go to the Big 12. So if I say, hey, what's more attractive? Nationally, who's more attractive? Well, Utah's more attractive than Washington State. Oregon's way the hell more attractive than Washington State. So that's the conversation isn't what you were, it's what you're going to be.
There's zero value, in my opinion, with all due respect. There's zero value in adding Oregon State or Washington State.
Yeah.
It does not, in my opinion, the value in the Pacific Northwest is Washington and Oregon.
Facts.
You want to talk about big TV audiences? Washington and Oregon. You want to talk about big football programs? Washington and Oregon. You want to talk about teams that can compete in college basketball? Washington and Oregon. I have no idea when the last time that you could say that the Big 12 can be the number 2 conference in all of college athletics by adding Washington and Oregon. Like, that puts them there. You add Utah, you're definitely there. You add, again, I think you're probably going to add the Arizona schools. You're there. Like, you're above the Big 10 at that point.
Yeah.
So I just think there's all these ridiculous narratives where people want to say, well, the Pac-12 doesn't have any value. Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Yeah,
absolutely it does. Greg Hawkins says Larry Scott turned down an offer from ESPN to take the Pac-12 network distribution and create a partnership on Tier 1 rights. Larry Scott's one of the worst commissioners in the history
He
of
is why
college
they're
athletics.
here. He is why they're here.
Yes, I would totally agree with that. Michael Burton tips us $1. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. Kurt Meyer says ASU is already in talks with the Big 12 to leave the Pac, and I think if one more team leaves the Pac, then the Pac will be toast. I don't know where you go. Let's put it this way, if the Arizona schools, Oregon, Washington, Utah, and Colorado, which is what most people think is going to happen, if those 6 teams leave the Pac-10, you're in real trouble. Because if you're Washington State, Oregon State, Cal,
What's
Stanford,
left? With all due respect, there's nothing left.
But sure, okay. The Pac-12 falls into the abyss of the Pacific Ocean, and they're sucked up by plastic rings of death.
Sad.
If you are what's left in what used to be the Pac-12,
The carnage.
you're going to the Mountain West.
Excuse me. The Mountain Least.
The Mountain Least. My bad. I apologize.
Thank
I know
you.
it's offensive to call them by their proper name.
That's pretty much self-explanatory.
You're going to the Mountain West of crap hole death.
Right.
Congratulations, you're on Utah State's schedule, Cal.
Hey, guys.
Right? Like, Aggie tears. I love you. Anyway, Michael Burton says, who wins out of the players that dated Kardashian versus those who dated Jenner?
How are we here? How are we here?
That's a real thing. That is a real thing. Eric and Raleigh says, from pack to whack. Exactly. Jeremy Severe says, I want Utah, Colorado, Oregon, Washington State, and the Big 12. My goodness, you might have the deepest conference behind the SEC.
That's what I mean.
You will have the deepest conference behind the SEC.
Yeah.
Why am I the only? Where the hell is Eric C? Why am I the only one beating the San Diego State drum? Please. Jeremy Bolton. Oh, God. Utah, San Diego State, and Bishop Sycamore can go to the West. Bishop Sycamore's amazing.
Dude, Bishop Sycamore was a fake football team and still got on ESPN, and the Pac-2 can't get a TV deal done. Come on.
Larry Scott wasted $7 million every year on a pointless headquarters in San Francisco. Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
And then we're going to sit here and wonder why revenue share per school was like nothing.
Yeah, 0. Tanner says, actually, a good chunk of Wazoo's fan base is in Vancouver, Canada, eh?
There you go.
Could be. Josh Lovren says, Pullman has 0 pull. 0. Less than 0.
See what he did there? Pullman has
Pullman.
0 pull.
Pull.
Pull and pull and pull.
Yank your chain.
Right.
Josh Lovren says half of Washington State's fan base is in Seattle. I don't disagree with that. Look, Washington State's not a bad school. But this is why Larry Scott's an asshole. He would send USC to Pullman, Washington on a Friday night to die in a snowstorm in like the middle of July to play a football game. He would do that if he could, right? It's bad enough you do that in an October Friday chilly night. USC goes to Pullman and dies.
Yeah, with a head coach who doesn't want to get the thing we're not allowed to talk about. Nice.
Right? Like, I mean, it's just crazy to me that the Pac-12 was so mismanaged.
Yeah.
Because it had every opportunity in the world to be a powerhouse.
Because the truth is,
Man.
what the Pac-12 has that the Midwest region conferences don't have is you're on the West Coast.
Yes.
You have that romanticism of LA or of Seattle or, of being this big feel. But because your commissioner was a complete idiot and ran the conference into the ground, now we're here. And it's a real shame.
Yeah, I just think it's amazing to me that we're here now. It is truly amazing to me.
Yeah.
And by the way, Greg Sankey yesterday, the commissioner of the SEC, said something that I thought was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
When he was talking about how the SEC is already the baddest mofo on the planet.
They are.
And the thing that I find so amazing to me is that the SEC knows it. And they're not wrong. Like, if you watch SEC Media Day and you hear the way that those coaches talk, like Lane Kiffin yesterday talking about adding talent in schools to the SEC, he's like, man, you can join the Big 12, but joining the SEC is just a whole different animal.
Here's the deal. I'm the best there is.
And I got to tell you, he's exactly right. Like, you don't walk in to the SEC and be like, all right, boys, we're here and we're going to kick your ass.
Do you know what that's like these days?
You just bend over and take it when you join the SEC. Because, like, I don't know what else you do. You know, like Greg Sankey yesterday said, oh, we're already a super league. You're damn right.
You're last.
You're damn right. He benches more than you. His wife is hotter than you. He makes more than you. They win more than you. They play each other for the national championship. And you're all like, oh, all right, good job.
You're welcome.
Hey, good job, boys. Hey, we're going to the golf cart Denny's Superhero Bowl next week in Flagstaff, and it's going to be amazing. And the game will be over by the time kickoff, so you can all get back home and watch the SEC National Championship game.
Yes.
That's who we are in college football. Oh, but Monty, what about Clemson?
Don't sass me, Burkus.
I hate Clemson.
Already crowned Clemson.
That's the ACC. Which, by the way, I don't know if you know this, but the ACC's in the SEC's backyard, and the ACC is irrelevant.
Suckmyass.com.
The hell out of here with the ACC.
Oh, Trevor Lawrence is going to be amazing. Look at the size of that guy's forehead. He's got a huge forehead. By the way, how's that Bitcoin thing working out, dick? Anyway.
Well said.
Okay.
I want my signing bonus in Bitcoin so I can just throw that down the trash.
I'm being a jerk now.
Yeah, you are, but it's funny.
He's got a huge forehead.
He does.
Trevor Lawrence?
Yeah.
A huge forehead. Not clickbait, Terry. You're just late. Show's been going on for 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, what did Terry say? I don't know where Terry is.
Oh, well, I tuned in for Utah Jazz, and you're talking Pac-12.
Terry Florence says, Ainge clickbait. Well, just go back to the beginning of the show, man.
Yeah, it's not
just
hard to
start
find,
the show
dude.
from the beginning. It's all there. It's all there. We've been going for an hour and 22 minutes. Axel Granzini says, as Utahns, do you guys ever keep up with the mountain biking World Cup? No, see, the problem is that there is the snowshoe regional championships happening. No, we don't.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
If it makes you feel better, I own a mountain bike. You know. I'm not turning the camera yet, but what do you want to say, Mrs. Monty?
I would do that show.
What show?
The mountain biking championship.
Mrs. Monty reporting live from Park City Mountain Resort. We're waiting for the medevac as Dick Hole Johnson just fell off his mountain bike and hit his face on the ground.
I would do a mountain sports show. You just think there's not a market for it.
His nose is about 30 clicks up the hill. We're trying to recover that like it's John Wayne Bobbitt's cock.
We watched that show.
There was a show. There's a show on. Okay, so
on
apparently,
Vice.
Yeah, on Vice. There's a show on Vice that is like the worst. It's something
The
like
dark side of the 90s.
Lorena Bobbitt took a scissors and cut his schwanz off while he was sleeping.
Cold-blooded, clean, methodical, and thorough.
Then threw it out a car window. They recovered it and stitched it back on, and he wound up doing like bionic cock porn.
We still never talked at times.
Let me get the Johnny. Let's talk. Wait, let me get this right. So she cut your schwanz off. She threw it out the car window
into a field.
They found it on an anthill. They sewed it back on, and then you did porn. That's incredible.
Bro.
That's incredible.
What?
You're welcome. Good morning. Welcome to the show, Terry Florence. Talk about clickbait.
In a van down by the river.
Jeremy Bolton says, let's play Would You Rather. Would you rather insert the most boring event here than watch RSL?
Wow, bro.
Wow. That's crazy. I don't mind RSL. They need more talent. They do. Neville93 says, haha. Caleb Harrison says, LOL. Tanner says, you're dead wrong, Spencer Morgan. RSL. Okay, where's Spencer Morgan? We have so many comments today. Spencer Morgan says, mountain biking World Cup, still more interesting than RSL.
Spinal.
Spencer Morgan makes his return to the program.
Welcome to the show.
We do. RSL's not bad. Neville93 says, where's the RSL podcast?
I mean,
Eric and Raleigh says, "Where's the RSL podcast?"
people are asking for it.
You know. Mike Phillips says, "No mountain biking. These guys are hardcore Ragnar fans." That's a reference to a show from last week. I love you. Jeremy Bolton says, "Snowshoe Regional Championships, a.k.a. RSL." Wow.
Y'all are savages, man.
Wow.
You guys are absolute savages.
Giggity says, "Who has time for Biking World Cup when they have RSL?" Oh, my God. You guys. Jeremy Bolton says, or Tanner says, "Laugh all you want, Jeremy Bolton, but RSL has more titles than the Utah Jazz." Stop it. No, we're not. No,
we're not comparing.
We're not doing it.
We're not comparing MLS soccer to the NBA. Come on, dude.
Caleb Harrison says, "What will it take for RSL to be on the level of the LA clubs?" Okay, you can just stop right there because that's never happening.
You're casual.
Like, RSL has a history of winning.
Dude.
RSL has championships. Like, this is just, I think it's not even that RSL plays in Salt Lake City, which is a smaller market. I just think MLS is not quality enough football to get people to come to the yard every single night. Like, it's just not there. And the thing that I think is so important is that the fan base shows up at Rio Tinto.
Mm-hmm.
They show up for Jefferson Severino.
Hey, guys.
I don't know why I'm being a dick.
Why are you being a dick, man?
It just is what it is.
He got looped into this because the comment section.
Yeah,
That's what happened
okay,
here.
Yeah. Why, Caleb?
You know what I mean?
Caleb's the same guy that eats pepperoni on his pizza.
I started having second thoughts.
Like, we don't know, Caleb. We don't put pepperoni
I'm not
on
a
pizza.
pepperoni guy.
We don't do that.
Is that a Bobbitt thing?
Dude, like, who eats pepperoni?
Let the man have his meat. I'm talking about pepperoni on pizza.
You gotta go.
You know
Let
what
the
I'm-
man
okay,
have
Bob.
his
Boy.
meat.
Oh boy.
Just adjusting the camera. What does your shirt say today? Confidence is, I just wanted you to show your act. Confidence is a habit, not a trait. That's one of my favorite sayings of all time. I love that saying. Good morning, Mrs. Monty. Average to see you as usual.
Good morning.
Mrs. Monty stole all the covers and the sheets last night, so I was freezing most of the night.
I'm doubting that you were freezing at all.
No, I'm never cold.
Help me out.
I'm not.
No.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Okay.
What's better, the Mexican Liga or MLS? MLS is better. Comment 99. Dwayne Boone says, comment 99, Taco Tuesday.
Dwayne Boone.
Dwayne Boone.
Damn, tacos sound good, bro.
Tacos do sound good. Eric and Raleigh says, that was some great camera work there, Monty. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
He's amazing.
Caleb. Now Caleb's in here defending pepperoni.
Dude, there's no defense for it, bro.
There isn't. Pepperoni is no.
How did you first find pepperoni?
Well, first of all, we have to remember Caleb is from Detroit. So everybody slow your speech down, talk a little slower so Caleb can catch up. He's from Detroit. No, I'm kidding.
How did we find pepperoni? Just like they found Bobbitt's Schwanz.
You guys, that was
after they cut it off.
Yes, that was a Detroit reference.
Yeah,
The
you
people in
basically
Detroit-
said that the Pistons suck. We get it.
Okay. You know what? I try to rip Detroit, and you guys make fun of me. Nobody likes frickin' Red Wing hockey anyway.
We're not making fun of you.
What?
No, we are so supportive.
No, you're not. Josh Lovren. Oh, God. See, this is where the show's going to go when I lose control of it. Josh Lovren says Monty is a pineapple guy when it comes to pizza. And so what if I am?
Yeah, it's amazing.
And so what if I am?
I mean, Papa Murphy's,
Damn
take
it.
and bake, veggie with pineapple on it. Bomb.
Come on.
Hells
Jeremy
to the
Bolton
yeah.
says pepperoni is the RSL of pizza toppings. Wow.
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 Correctamundo.
Kay Nurin says the ND BYU game would be one of the best every year in the Big 12. Why are we talking soccer? Nobody cares.
That's what I'm saying. We might as well be talking ping pong in Jamaica. Come on now.
When Kay Nurin's getting in on the soccer hate, because
Yeah.
I love soccer.
No, you love English Premier League soccer.
I do.
Let's get this very
I
straight.
do.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Chelsea football fan.
You almost lost your mind the other day when the EPL commercial came on. You were that excited.
I am. August 5th. Ready to go. Caleb Harrison, basketball tournaments, long days after work. You can't tell me you were happy when you see the stacks of pepperoni pizza from Little Caesars. Okay. Listen, when I was a young child and I was not educated as a man and my balls hadn't dropped yet, yeah, I ate pepperoni. But now as a man, I know that mushroom, onion, green onion, cheese, and pineapple from Papa Murphy's on a Traeger smoker, and maybe if I had other men in the house, if I didn't live with 2 women, I would have sausage on my pizza as well, because sausage pizza
I don't
is
eat
amazing.
meat. I'm not eating meat anymore, you know.
Well, my wife's vegetarian, so I'm pretty much vegetarian.
Yeah, take it. See ya.
I don't know. I just don't want you to die.
Wow. Good morning. You know, it is what it is. Cast Coolin says, I'm an Arsenal fan. Hey, how do we block people? We don't. There's no.
His standards don't matter.
Cast. There's no such thing as an Arsenal fan.
Yeah.
Long suffering. Caleb says BYU versus Arkansas prediction. SEC is good, but I think BYU might win that one. Arkansas is on the rise. I think I'd probably take Arkansas on that one, but I'd have to look at it. TJ McVeigh says the pie all day long. Papa Murphy's is better than the pie.
Yeah, agreed.
Papa Murphy's on a Traeger smoker is better than the pie.
Yeah.
The pie just puts too much cheese. Even when I say light cheese.
And then once you get off the delivery train and you go and pick up your pizza and you cook it at your house, it changes the game because you get the pizza nice and hot, crust is crispy. It's amazing.
Here we go.
Oh, God.
Tanner says, okay, RSL pop quiz for you, Monty.
Hey, guys.
Where is RSL currently ranked in the Western Conference?
Hey, guys.
All right, let's move on.
Hey,
Eric
guys.
and Raleigh says, how dare you care about him, Mrs. Monty? Exactly. Cass Coolin says LMAO. Exactly right. Caleb says, that's good, Mrs. Monty. Look out for your health. I need a woman like you in my life. Most girls I meet just look out for my wallet.
I look out for your wallet too.
Wow. Kay says soccer fans need their own show. Thus, where's the RSL
Yeah,
podcast?
I mean, they keep asking, you know.
Tom Syllabus. On the soccer thing, what will Messi come own an MLS team? He'll just go to France like every other old soccer player does. Gabe Ledley, RSL is ranked, hashtag nobody cares, Tanner. Exactly right.
Wow.
Neville93 says, I don't like the pie no more. It's not good no more. Used to be really good.
Telling you, Papa Murphy's, bro.
Neville93 says Mountain Mike's is really good. Nah, Mountain Mike's isn't bad.
I don't think I've had Mountain Mike's.
No. Eric and Raleigh says Tom Syphilis. Is that how it's pronounced?
Wow.
Tom Basilis.